Hello, I'm Jill Wyoskowski, a librarian at Caroline Kennedy Library. I'm into crafts that repurpose or upcycle items that typically gather in drawers or we drop into our recycling bins. In this episode of Handmade at Home, I'll show you how to repurpose those old t-shirts you've been meaning to weed out of your dresser and donate. We'll turn a basic t-shirt into an infinity scarf in 5 easy steps. No sewing is required, I promise. Let's get started. Step 1. Time to gather the supplies needed for this project. The list is pretty short. You'll need a t-shirt, preferably a shirt that is large or extra large, as it will give you more fabric to work with, and a pair of scissors. You could use a rotary cutter if you have one, but it's not necessary. In fact, the scissors I used during this project were just standard scissors that I had in my junk drawer. Step 2. We'll be making 2 simple cuts. Worth noting, your cuts do not need to be perfect for this project. The first cut removes the neck and sleeves. The easiest way to explain this step is we'll be cutting the shirt armpit to armpit. The next cut is just removing the bottom hem from your shirt. Be sure to save it. You'll need it for the last step. Step 3. We'll begin cutting the strips, which will become the loops for your scarf. To begin, turn your shirt loop so it's in a portrait format. The cut edges should be on the left and right, and what used to be the sides of your shirt are now at the top and bottom. Now we'll begin cutting. Worth noting, I eyeballed all of the cuts. You are welcome to use a ruler if you wish. I made long cuts about 1 inch wide, nearly all the way up to what will become the seam that will hold your scarf together. So, that means we need to leave about 2 to 3 inches of uncut fabric at the top. Let's check in. When all of your strips have been cut, your project should look something like this. Note the seam I created at the top of my scarf. Step 4. Time to stretch. Here's the easiest way to walk you through this step. Firmly pull on each strip until it stretches and the fabric curls. That's the ultimate goal. I did this by making the pulls with my dominant hand while my other hand held the project at the top seam. It worked well for me. You could also get someone in your household to assist you with this part of the project. Let's check in. When you finish stretching out each strip, your project should look something like this. At this point, you could begin wearing your scarf if you wish. However, there is one more step. To prepare for that step, we need to gather the loops and arrange it so that it looks like a necklace. Step 5. We're going to bind the seam we created to help the scarf retain its shape and hopefully not become a tangled mess. Using the seam that was cut off from the bottom of your shirt, cut off about 5 to 6 inches. I eyeballed this measurement. This newly cut piece of fabric will serve as the tie that will bind your scarf. Center your tie strip in the middle of your seam and tie a tight slip knot. Using your scissors, trim the excess fabric or the tails from your knot, and voila, you've just finished your no-sew infinity scarf. My favorite way to wear this style of scarf is to double loop it. We'd love to see your project pictures and scarf. Feel free to email us your pictures at dhreference@gmail.com or use the hashtag DHCLibraries on social media. We look forward to seeing your creations. I'm Jill Wyoskowski with Caroline Kennedy Library. Stay connected with us at dhcl.mishlibrary.org and on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and now on Pinterest. Thanks for tuning in.